here, and I got my nails done with this like purple and this gold like accent nail that I just love, and it made me feel very royal. And I was sitting there and I was singing in my head for some reason Lord's Royals, and yeah. So in honor of my new nails, I am doing the Ruler of Books tag. I don't have a crown, so yeah, I'm gonna pretend there's a crown here. So this tag was created by Ariel Bissett last year, almost about a year ago. It was created, I have it up on my laptop because she has the questions conveniently placed. So I have that. This was created on May 3rd, 2016, and obviously I wasn't tagged by anybody. I'm too small of a channel. No one knows me, except for you guys, which I like, because I don't know. But I like that some people know who I am, others don't. But since I just felt like doing this tag, because why not? And yeah, this is the Ruler of Books tag. Question number 1. If you were the ruler of books, what book would you make everyone read? That I am going with Hush Hush by Becca Fitzpatrick. This is a really old copy of this. My sister's copy of this book, and I think it has a tape on it because she had like a project where she had to like make a book of her life, and she ended up using this book, like design its own cover. So it's kind of like a little mangled, but it was my sister's book, and this is one of my favorite books. And I know some people who don't like it and like had trouble getting through this first book, but this first book for me was such an easy read. And I remember when I found this book, I remember my sister loved these books, but she only read the first 2 because they're the only 2 she had, Crescendos. But I found this in her closet, surprisingly, out of all places. When she moved out, she said anything in her room I could keep that was left in her room. So I got a lot of her books. I got like a few Vampire Diaries books, like a lot of Anne Rice and stuff like that. But this was like a really good find for me, and I loved it. And then I recommended it to my friend Sydney, and she loved it, and we just like binged the entire series together. And yes, I don't see this book a lot on BookTube. If I do see it, I see a lot of people hating on it. I personally really like this book, but yes, I would make everybody read Hush Hush. Yes, because I don't really have a favorite book, or I would make everybody read that, but this. Question number 2. What would you abolish in book construction? Again, mass market paperbacks. This is George R.R. Martin's Storm of Swords. It's a pretty big book, it's hefty, but it's in this mass market paperback. Taking good care of it, but look what can happen to a mass market paperback if you don't take good care of it. I read this like a year ago. I didn't really care about this book, I hated it. But recently, when I went to New Jersey, I found this. This huge, floppy paperback copy of A Storm of Swords by George R.R. Martin. And it is so much easier to read. I don't have to worry about cracking the spine. It's actually even a little bit smaller because there's more words on the page. And I know what you're probably thinking, Kara, that'll just make books more expensive. This book was $9.99. I got this one used for $9.99, but it was originally $17 even. But this book, Unravel Me by Tara Mafi, this book was $9.99, but it still is better. It's better. It's not stiff. And they fall easy. It's not stiff. It's easy to read. It falls open without cracking the spine, so it looks good on your shelf. And just, I hate these. I hate these. Don't ask me why I bought the flippin' box set of the mass market. It's probably because it was cheaper than buying the box set of these for like $100, because saving some money. But just mass market paperbacks, I would abolish them. And I think some people were with me. That's 6. Question number 3. What author would you commission to write you any book? I actually just showed you this book because it was my thing. But Tahara Mafi, the author of the Shatter Me series, and I'm holding up Unravel Me because it's the only one I have here. I'm loaning out Shatter Me over the summer. So much stresses me out. But I'm loaning out Shatter Me, and Ignite Me is at my mom's. But Tahara Mafi, I still have not read Furthermore. I should read Furthermore, but I haven't. So, but her writing style, at least in these books and in like the Unite Me, I think that's what they're called. Yeah, it's the Unite Me novella bind-ups. I read those. I don't have that copy. I borrowed that from the library. I really need to pick that up. But this book is so flipping good. And like, this, Ignite Me is my favorite out of the series. I didn't like Shatter Me, like now I loved it reading it the first time, but now rereading it, one of the characters just irks me so much, and that's Adam. He like irks everybody. But these books were so good, the writing style was so poetic, and I think that Tahereh Mafi, with any genre she is given, she can like tackle it. Because I want to see a high fantasy by Tahereh Mafi. I don't know if Furthermore is a high fantasy or not. I know it's a middle grade, but you should let me know if you've read Furthermore and like what genre it is. This dystopian novel was so good and I really liked it. And so yeah, my answer for that is Tahereh Mafi. Number 4. What book would you demote to the library basement to make room for new books? Before to demonstrate my mass market paperback issue. But Follow the River. James Alexander Tom, I don't know. I hated this book. I had to read this book for my sophomore history class, and it was awful. I couldn't Spark Notes this book because I couldn't find it online, and I had like 3 days to read this thing because it just came in like 3 days before school started, and I had like a journal stuff to do. But this book, it was interesting at the beginning. It's like it follows Mary Angles, and like she was like kidnapped while she was pregnant by these Indians and stuff, and they like ransacked her village and like killed her best friend's baby. And yeah, that beginning part where like, I know this is really morbid, but like where they killed and like ransacked the entire little like village that they were at was so interesting and made me so excited to read this book because I thought it was going to be like full of action, kind of, and like she went with the Indians and there would be like more raids and it would be her trying to save like the other people. No, she gets there and then the Indians flip and let her free, and it's her walking with this grandma until they eat their horse and get back. They follow a river literally to get back home. It's awful. And this is, I know this is a like kind of historical fiction. It's like, yeah, it's historical fiction, and I love historical fiction. I loved The Book Thief, but like this was followed a real person, and I hated this real person. She was such a bitch, but I do have to give her props because she just gave birth like standing up and then got back on a horse. I have to give her some props. But other than that, this book was so boring, and I hated it. So it's going to the library basement. Didn't even feel bad about it. Question number 5. What cover artist would you commission to make you a mural? I'm going to have to go with the cover artist for the Divergent trilogy and the 4 novella bind-ups. Look at these covers. Like Divergent, it's got the Dauntless, beautiful, like I love the flames, and then the city down at the bottom. I wish that wasn't there, that's built in. I freaking hate it, and I really wish it wasn't there. But I love this cover. This cover was one of the reasons why I bought this. Also the movie trailer. Hated all of the movies. But like the one movie trailer where she was like trapped in the water and like trying to get out and stuff, like, and I think it was a simulation. It's been a while since I read this. Really wanted me to read the books, and I loved the books. I've literally only seen the first movie, and I hear they get worse from there. So I'm not going to watch the rest of them. And then Insurgent, I have it's the only out of the main trilogy that I have in a hardcover. I don't know why, because this was out of print, but when I got it, but it has like the amity, like tree and everything, and it's so pretty, and like, it's beautiful. Like now we can see more of like the city and everything, and it's so beautiful. And then we have Allegiant, which I just recently bought because it was discounted at Books A Million. I never bought the book because I rented it from the library when I read it, and I hated it, so I never bought it. But now I have it because it was bothering me that I didn't have all 3. But still, this cover makes you think that it's not a really crappy story inside the book. That it's a good story, and it's great. I really didn't like this book. Well, I liked most of it, but it was just confusing with the point of view stuff and rant. And then, this one I actually bought when it came out, but the 4 novella bind-ups. With like the Ferris wheel, because like I love it, because like from the first book, and it's great. Underneath jackets, we got like simplified versions, and they're beautiful, and I love them, and just Joelle Tippy. I don't know if I said that name right. It's this name. It's this name. But yes, these books. Question number 6. That's literally 2. Question number 6. What character's face would you put on a coin? You can't tell by my shirt. You might know who I'm about to say. Daenerys Stormborn, the first of her name, of House Targaryen. I just fucked that order up of how you say her name. It's like Daenerys Stormborn of the House Targaryen, the first of her name, the only person with 3 dragons left in the world, and the rightful heir to the Iron Throne. She would be best. I'm not caught up with the show. I'm just starting Storm of Swords because I just binged half the show. But I am I want more Daenerys in the books. This first book had so much Daenerys in it, and now these other ones, it's where's my, I'm flipping through and I'm where's my Daenerys chapter? Come on, Daenerys. I love it. I love it. And these books are just, that I know of, are really good. I loved Game of Thrones, and I loved Clash of Kings. Even though Clash of Kings was kind of boring, but Daenerys, I want her to be queen so badly. I know she's just now getting into Westeros or something. I don't know. Right now her dragons are still little where I'm at, and she literally just got her army. But she would be so cool, and I just imagine her face with this smug look and her 3 dragons behind her, Drogon on top of her, and then Viserion and Rhaegal on the other ones, and they're wings out. That would be such a cool coin, don't you think? I like that idea. Finally, question number 7. That didn't take me nearly as long to point up with my fingers. What book would you award the Ruler of Books 2017 prize to? I have to go with The Inexplicable Logic of My Life by Benjamin Alir Sans. You know I have trouble with his name. Sans, I'm gonna say that. This book, oh my god. I read this book literally almost right after it came out, because I was planning on pre-ordering this book, and then never happened. And yes, I loved this book. This is one of my favorite books of this year. It's a very sad read, but it's such a good read. I remember I was in my junior year of high school last year. I'm going to be a senior now. So last school year, it was the beginning of this year, my high school basketball team made it downstate, and I went to one of the games. I never do that because the school is usually empty, and I can just chill with some Starbucks and not do anything all day. But I thought, hey, I'm going to go down. Everyone has downstate stories. Well, I took this book, and I finished it, and I was in tears sitting beside this one kid who, we're meh, and I was just crying as I was reading this. And it's moved me so much, and I'm not gonna spoil anything about it. I'm just gonna say is the Ruler of Books 2017 prize winner. Put a sticker on it. Put a sticker that this tiny little book channel named you the Ruler of Books. I'm sorry for slapping you. That is it for the Ruler of Books tag. I'm going to link Ariel Bassett's original video down below. This is a really old tag, so I'm not tagging anybody, and also I don't know anybody well enough to tag anybody. But if you want to do this tag, do it. Tag you. You've been tagged. Thank you all for watching. Make sure to give this video a big thumbs up, and as always, regular YouTube banter, subscribe for more. I like Starbucks. This is almost empty. This is gonna make me sad. But thank you all for watching. I'm not gonna do any extreme things because I have some books right here. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you next time with a new video. And I'm gonna be filming some more today. So, bye!